Hello and welcome to this demo of VMware Site Recovery Manager integration with Dell EMC XtremIO native synchronous replication. In part 1 of this demo, I've provided an overview of the new Dell EMC XtremIO native synchronous replication feature. In this part, I'm going to show a demonstration of running SRM 8.2 failover between production and DR vSphere environments which have synchronously replicated XtremIO data stores configured for the protected virtual machines. As you can see, in my source XtremIO array, I have two replicated VMFS data stores and the SRM placeholder data store, which stores the placeholder files of the protected virtual machines. This data store cannot be replicated as part of the protection session. The two VMFS data stores are part of a single consistency group called CG-SRM, which is synchronously replicated to the target array. By navigating to the target array, we can see the replicated VMFS data stores, which have been created by the XtremIO native replication automatically. These are connected as read-only LANs to the ESXi hosts at the vCenter DR. By clicking on a Data Protection tab, we can see our synchronous replication session, which provides zero data loss protection for the VMFS data stores. Now, let's quickly review our vSphere environment. In my source vCenter, I have two ESXi hosts running 6.7 update 3, running 4 virtual machines. These VMs reside on replicated data stores. At the DR vCenter, we can see the two DR ESXi hosts and the placeholder virtual machines for the corresponding production VMs. These environments are connected to Site Recovery Manager 8.2. The XtremIO SRA is installed on both SRM appliances, providing the integration between the storage array and the SRM mechanism. Under the Array Pairs tab, we can see the two XtremIO arrays, which are synced, replicated, and registered with SRM. We can see the two protected data stores replicated to the DR remote array. Also, we can see the two placeholder data stores, which are configured to keep the placeholder files of the protected virtual machines. As I mentioned before, these data stores should not be replicated. Now, let's go to the Protection Group tab. In this example, I created a single protection group, PG01, which contains the two replicated data stores and the 4 protected virtual machines. This protection group is associated with RP01, which is the SRM recovery plan that runs a series of steps that must be performed in a specific order to fail over the workload to the DR site. With that, we can run the failover. By default, if I click failover and then select planned migration, SRM will ask SRA plugin to create an additional snapshot at the target site and then will fail over the virtual machines to the latest point in time. In some scenarios, this option is not enough, assuming we need to go to a specific previous point in time. Let's say we want to perform a critical system update in the production site and we want to recover the VMs at the DR site to the point before we started the upgrade. In this case, SRM allows us to fail over only to the latest point in time. The unique integration between XtremIO, the VSI plugin, and SRM allows us to create a previous point in time and to force SRM to fail over to that specific snapshot during the next failover event. By navigating to the Configuration tab of one of the protected virtual machines, I can go to the VSI plugin section and list the available recovery points. In addition to that, I can create a manual bookmark by going to the XMS, selecting the session, and creating a new bookmark. Then, all I need to do is go to the VSI plugin tab, refresh the page, and now I can see the manual bookmark I just created. Now let's assume I want to fail over to a previous point in time. I'm selecting it and clicking Set as SRM point in time. After clicking Finish, I can see that this point in time is set to the current SRM recovery point. By navigating to the XMS at the DR site, we can see that a new snapshot has been created. This snapshot set is pointing to the specific point in time I just selected. Now let's start the failover process. I'm clicking on failover, selecting plan migration and clicking next. As we can see, the failover process is starting. We can track its progress by navigating to the recovery plan recovery steps. Within a few seconds, we can see that the failover completed successfully. I can go to the target vCenter and see that my production virtual machines are up and running there. From the target XMS, I can see the volumes at the target array become writable. Going to the Data Protection tab, we can see that the SRA stopped the session, so the replication between the arrays is now inactive. In order to reactivate the session in the opposite direction, from the target array to the source, I'm going back to SRM page and clicking Reprotect. As we can see, these steps completed successfully. If I go to the Array Pairs tab, I can see that the data stores are being replicated in the opposite direction, from the target array to the source array. By going to the production vCenter, I can see that the new placeholder VMs have been created in the production placeholder data store, ready for the next SRM failover. By navigating to the XMS of one of my XtremIO arrays, I can see that our session is now synchronized again, providing zero data loss protection to our virtual machines. I hope you will find this demo useful, and thank you very much for watching.